Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Monday, August 5th, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I'll start with the weekly chart. We settled a couple of weeks ago below the 119.76 channel bottom. I'll show the same on the daily chart here at 120.18. Weekly resistance. Now, we did have a head fake, as you're well aware, last week. If you follow the series on a day-to-day basis, we're not showing it today. There's only so much room on the page, but we had a combination descending 1/3 speed line and channel top that we settled above Wednesday of last week. Thursday was nothing more than a retest of this longer-term channel bottom, and we fell away from it. So, it was a subjective call. We went with the buy signal. Wasn't to be. Back on our heels. And you could say, if you're looking at this chart, we never were off our back of our heels, if you will, holding below this 120.18 formation. I'll talk more about this in a little bit, but for right now, there still is the possibility here of actually testing this 95 even and 97.40 region. 97.40 is the March high, 95 even is the high settlement price. You could call this the top of a range that may well cushion a weekly selling pressures, and from here we could round back up into the 120s within 2 to 3 weeks of testing the 95 even and 97.40 area. Now, I don't expect it today. I don't expect it through the week. But if we were to close below 95 even, I'll just tell you that I would expect within another week or two, 75.60, the base of that support. Generally speaking, when you break below a previous high area that was a congestive framework, and this is not a classic example of that, what I would like to see would be kind of a well-defined two-sided trade for an extended period of time. Then I've got this base of support that if we break it, we're expecting the top of the range. We're expecting the base of that range within a matter of 1 to 2 weeks. I think you can assume the same. Now, assumptions, I don't like to use those words in technical analysis, but we make them. And if we close below 95 even, that would be the go with. Sell signal down to 75.60 within 1 or 2 weeks. But until then, I think this is an area that may well contain weekly selling pressures, possibly into later August trade. And from here, we can round up into the 120s or higher in the following weeks. Now, we do have this trend line that's actually behaved fairly well over the last 4 trading days at 103.70 today. It may well contain daily selling pressures today. And in fact, above which, I'll point to this chart, I've got 108.72 is nothing more than Friday's high. That is the high of the move low following that June high. So it does have its own pivot point quality. If we push through 108.72 or perhaps open above 108.72 today, 112.98 is likely. 112.98 is nothing more than a 5/8 Fibonacci over the last 2 days of the wild swing. The Thursday high against the Friday low, 112.98 can contain daily buying pressures, perhaps, but I will say that if we close today above 108.72, we're likely to push into the 120. So, weighing these, I'm going to kind of flip-flop them. For the day itself, 112.98 able to contain daily buying pressures. And if we fall away from there and close below 108.72, it will remain a session containment level. But if we test 112.98, it holds, and yet close above 108.72, then I'm going with that kind of a 2 to 3 day buy signal into the 120s. In any event, if we close today above 112.98, we are expecting this 120.18 to 125.61 region. This is a kind of the gradual converging of this longer-term channel bottom and a newly formed descending channel top that is based in part on last Tuesday's low. And this area all comes together Friday and Monday, this Friday and next Monday. And it is a range of resistance that can contain weekly buying pressures. We could fall away from here into later August. You could trade, there's a lot to be gleaned from this image. You could bottom pick 95 even and 97.40 if given the opportunity in anticipation of the 120s within 2 to 3 weeks. That is your 2 to 3 week swing trade. And inversely, if we were to push into this 120.18 to 125.61 region over the next 3 to 5 days, it is a sell opportunity into later August. We could fall away from here back into the mid to upper 90s within 2 to 3 weeks. Now, if over the next week, 2 or 3, we were to close above this 125.61 channel top, then we have a meaningful go with buy signal in the order of about 3 to 5 weeks up to 152.28. So in terms of kind of swinging for the fences and looking for a big picture play, it does come together with a settlement above 125.61. Until then, it is kind of a two-sided framework right now, buying the mid to upper 90s, selling the low to mid 120s, low to mid 120s changing on a daily basis. In terms of the day trade, 108.72 can contain intraday buying, and in fact, below which we could test that 103.70 trend line today. If we break 103.70 today, we could actually test 97.40 today. But I will say that merely closing today below 103.70 should set this area up tomorrow. 95 even and 97.40 able to contain weekly selling pressures. Once tested, we can round back up to this channel bottom and some variation of this descending 125.61 channel top within 2 to 3 weeks of doing so. If we were once again to close below 95 even, that sets up 75.60 as a 1 to 3 week target. By that point in time, you can see the possibility of a head and shoulders long-term top, which doesn't bode well for at least the implication for NVIDIA longer term. But I don't play the head and shoulders top unless we violate the neckline, which would be 75.60, getting way ahead of myself here. So let's go back to the day itself. Just a reminder that closing above 112.98 today, a level that can contain daily highs, but closing above 112.98 clearly sets up the 120.18 to 125.61 region as kind of a 1 to 3 day objective. As I mentioned a moment ago, merely closing today above 108.72 does imply the low 120. So if we close today above 108.72, I want you to ignore 112.98 as we move into Tuesday, Wednesday, because I do think there is a likely 3 to 5 day rally into this narrowing 120.18 to 125.61 region where we could top out through next week, possibly into later August, fall back into the mid to upper 90s following a testing of the low to mid 120s within about 2 to 3 weeks. Last thing I'm going to say is just a reminder that if over the next week or two we settle above 125.61, it is go long and stay long through August and into September, anticipating this newly formed, and I say newly formed based on Friday's low, long-term rising channel top at 152.28. It's about as simple as that, and I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. You get 2 stock picks a week, daily triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, and Apple stock analysis, all for $47 a month, and you get 5 days free up front. If you don't like what you see, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's NVIDIA, and you have a great day.